Here's the OnePlus 12. I'm gonna go into the first things you should do with this phone to set it up in a really cool way. Let's get into it. So let's swipe down from the top. Let's hit this gear in the top right. That's gonna bring us into settings. And the next thing that we wanna go into is right here, home screen and lock screen. Once we get in here, what we're going to do is we're gonna go down and there's a couple of things that we're going to see. Double tap to lock, so you can double tap on any empty space on the home screen to lock your screen. Swipe down on the home screen so you can see the shelf or the notification drawer. I like the notification drawer. That's more important to me. So that's why I would, anyway, when you swipe down, I'll see the notification drawer. App animation speed, adjust the speed of app startup and closing animations. I want my phone to feel fast, so I would change that to fast. Lock screen, you can raise it to wake it when it's on the lock screen. You can double tap to wake or turn off the screen on there. Next, you want to go back to settings. And the next one we want to go into is display settings. So it's right here, display and brightness. I would do this. I love dark mode, that's why I have it on. But if you want to turn it off, turn it on light mode or switch it before. You can also do a schedule. The best one to do if you turn on the schedule is sunrise to sunset. If you do that, when it's sunny out, your phone will be white, and then when the sun goes down, it'll be black, so it's easier to see. That can be really helpful. That's what I would do if I set a schedule. Going back to display and brightness, go down, and the next one that we're gonna choose is screen color mode. Now, this is by default, it goes to natural, but I love these vivid colors. Just me, I love it though. That's what I would change it to. Back to display and brightness, want to go into font. If you're like me and you need your font bigger or smaller, I like it bigger, I have it really large, but you can just drag this as big or as small as you want. When you're done, hit apply. You can do the same thing with display size. I have it set to standard, but if you want it to be larger, you can do that and everything will become bigger, or if you want it to be smaller. So you have the option of how you want it to look. Still under display and brightness, you're gonna see these two right here, image sharpener and video color boost. So it's in video enhancement engine. I turn these on. Basically, it just makes, you can see, enhances the clarity of low quality images and video. Battery usage will be increased. So I turn it on, but then also the video color boost, I also turn that on. So SDR to HDR technology widens the color gamut for superb visual experience. This will increase battery usage. Just makes everything look better. Why not? Display and brightness right here, auto screen off. Change that to 2 minutes. It's the perfect amount of time. Screen resolution, click on that. By default, it's set to I believe standard. Change it to high. Get the full resolution out of this so the display looks as best as it can. Back to display and brightness. If you go to screen refresh rate, by default, it's set to auto select. Set it to high. Get the full 120 Hertz all the time, every time. It's gonna give you the best look, feel for this. It looks and feels amazing. Go back to settings. And the next one is sounds and vibration. And in here, you're gonna go down until you see, and you can change your ringtones and the volumes and all that stuff if you want, but that's not what I was gonna talk about. I was gonna go down to more sounds, and this is stuff you can turn off. You know, I don't need really any of these sounds, so I generally turn them off, but you can leave them on if you want, but I would recommend just turning them on. They're kind of a waste, I think. Dolby Atmos, now mine's on by default, but turn it on if you can, you're gonna get the best sound. But then you have also these other things as well, spatial audio. So when it's off, you can see what it sounds like. If you go to fixed, but it gives you this immersive sound. It's really cool stuff. I would definitely recommend turning it on. It's really, really cool. Same thing with hollow sound, experience sound from different locations when playing multiple audio sources at the same time. So this is a pretty cool thing. Connect your headphones to experience hollow audio. I have it turned on. It's set to auto. You're just gonna get some really cool sounds when you put some headphones on. Haptics, go onto this, turn it on, go through this. This is a really cool engine. When you go through this, you can feel all these different things that are on here. It's really, really immersive. It feels amazing. Like when they just turn that dial, it really feels like I can feel the dial, I can feel the ball roll. It's an immersive haptics engine, and you gotta turn that on. It's really, really cool stuff. You can see even, you can choose how your touches feel, either crisp or gentle. I like crisp, so I left it at that. So make sure you turn that haptics engine on. Go back, let's go into notifications and status bar. And if we go down into the status bar here, there's a couple of things in here. So we're gonna go to status bar. Notification icons, you can show the icon or you can show the number or you can just not show it all. I like seeing the notifications, that's why I leave it like that. Battery style, I like to see vertical, but for me, I'll be honest with you, I'm not gonna show it. And the reason being is because it's not really that important to me. I like the battery percentage. You can see it up there. You can turn it on or off. I love seeing the battery percentage, so I would recommend turning that on. Some of this other stuff, you can remove some of these icons as well. Like, I don't care if it's on HDI, if I see an icon for HD voice or voice over Wi-Fi or earphones connected or data saving or pretty much any of this other stuff. You can turn all of them off and it'll remove some of those icons at the top. So it can be really actually super helpful when it's actually doing that. I love that stuff. So again, you can turn that on or off. Go into more settings, and under here, you're gonna see the ability to turn on notification history. This is a good one. If you turn this on, it's gonna show you any notifications that popped up on your phone that you got recently. So if you missed a notification, you'll be like, oh, here it is. I swiped on it and you can see all your notifications. Very cool stuff. Go back. Go back, go back. Now that you're back at settings, the next one that you want to go into is security and privacy. And this is where you can check for updates for your device. Just hit check for updates and it will check for any updates that you have for your phone. You can even do it again just to make sure that it did it. And you can install and set up any updates for your phone. Very, very helpful stuff. Going back to settings, and we're gonna go into additional settings right here. And system navigation, I like the gestures, but you can go to buttons if you want. You can also hide the navigation bar. You can see usually it shows up there, but I like turning that off. Vibrate on the back notification, turn that on or off. I like having it on. Then we have going back here. Next, we're gonna go to gestures and motions. This is pretty cool stuff. When the screen is off, you specify gestures on the screen for quick things. I don't really use much of these, but you can if you want. I like this one, double tap to turn on and off the screen. Just double tap it and it'll turn the screen on and off. That's, I think, quite helpful. Swipe down with 3 fingers to take a screenshot. You can see I'm just gonna do like this. It takes a screenshot. And I can also touch and hold with 3 fingers to take a screenshot. And there you go. It's going to allow me to take a screenshot that I want. I'm like, yeah, there we go. That's great. I'm going to hit the checkbox so I can do that. Raise to wake. I have that turned on. So if the screen's off and I raise my phone, it's going to automatically wake the phone. You can also lift to the air to answer calls. I wouldn't turn that on because there's going to be sometimes I'm going to lift it up and I'm like, I didn't want to answer that. So that would be a reason not to do that. Next, we want to go into the power button. So click on that. This is great. I like double pressing the power button to launch the camera, but if you didn't, just set it right there. This one, press and hold the power button. I don't care about it bringing up my voice assistant. I want it to bring up my power menu, so switch it to that. Much more helpful when it's doing that, I think anyway, so that's why I would definitely choose that one. This other one I think is really important too. Schedule power on and off. As you know, these things are like computers. Sometimes they need to be restarted. If you don't want to think about that, set an auto power on and off. So you're like, hey, I want this to auto power on every day at 7. Let me do this. We'll do like 4:02 a.m. for all the days. So we're going to change this one to 3. Let's change it to 3:51 a.m. Hit that. So now it's going to power off every day at 3:51 a.m. and then the other time it'll power back on at 4:02. So that way I have a nice fresh phone every morning when I wake up. You could also might want to change your ringtones or your wallpapers and things like that. So if you do that, you can come in here and just choose wallpapers and choose different wallpapers that you want. So obviously that's up to you if you want to do something like that, but that might be something else you might want to do. There you guys go. Thanks for watching. If you want to pick this phone up, it's linked down below. Get some great deals on it right now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you down the road.